Are your employees engaged at work or checked out? The reason I ask is because there was a study recently that found 50% of employees are mentally checked out at work. The reality is, even if you offered only the coolest jobs and had the best, most fulfilling work, your employees would still be mentally checked out at least part of the time. In working with teams large and small, we've come to embrace one truth. To get productivity out of people, you need to keep them focused on a few key priorities and dial out the noise that keeps them from delivering results. The problem starts with how companies hire employees. The hiring process begins with lengthy job descriptions with tedious, never-ending bullet points. While these job descriptions may serve a purpose in highlighting the job from a recruitment perspective, they're ineffective when it comes to managing accountabilities and terrible when it comes to getting results. Which is why, more often than not, employees with detailed job descriptions simply don't follow them. So, how do you get your employees focused on the right priorities and the right results? It all starts with narrowing and measuring their accountabilities. This is where employee scorecards come in. A scorecard is a simple document used to measure an employee's achievement or progress towards a particular goal. Let's go ahead and build an employee scorecard. The first section of a scorecard should be key goals, i.e., what moves the needle in that specific employee role. Next is initiatives. By that I mean how things will get done. Then comes the key performance indicator associated with the goal. Next column is the target. This is the result that must be achieved by the employee. Then we have the actual results column, followed by the variance between the target and the actual results. Next up is the incentives associated with hitting the target. And last is the ratings column, which rates the employee for that specific line item. Let's fill in some details for a production manager working for a manufacturing company that wants to improve its gross margins. In the key goals column, instead of just saying improve gross margins, it's important to make sure everything is measurable. In this case, let's say improve gross margins by 8%. The next step is the initiatives. How will the employee accomplish this? It's critical that initiatives have some form of measurement as well. In this case, the manager must reduce cost of goods sold by 8% in order to improve gross margins by 8%, and therefore is provided categories that must also be reduced within cost of goods sold. The next step is to identify the right key performance indicator or indicators associated with the goal. In the following column, we define the target for the key performance indicator, which is set at 55%. It is then compared to the actual results. In this case, this number is 52%. Next, the variance between the target and the actual is calculated, which is a -3%. If the employee accomplishes the target, they're provided a predetermined incentive based on the result. In this case, the employee did not meet the target, so they were assigned a B rating in the ratings column so they can immediately take corrective action. Scorecards are tricky animals and not easy to create because not everything can be easily measured and not everything qualifies for incentive compensation. Only the most important accountabilities, which really move the needle in that employee's specific role, should be put in the employee scorecard so that you can increase employee focus around the things that really matter. The biggest advantage of an employee scorecard is that it creates accountability while dialing out the noise around activities which don't help move the needle in your company. Rare Brain Capital helps companies like yours improve performance and sell for maximum value. How ready is your company to grow or sell? Come see how you're doing. Get your free score and customized report in just a few minutes at no cost or obligation. Visit rarebrain.com/score.